Hello and welcome to the channel. I have a video I'd like to share with you guys. It's a completely different day. Time has gotten away from me, but I wanted to share with you what I've been doing in the greenhouse and give you a little, how should I say, public service announcement. So let me share what I've been up to. I'll see you in a bit. I'm in the greenhouse, and as you can see, it is teeming with life. There's lots going on in my greenhouse. Seeds that I have sown, clippings that I have taken, plants that I've separated. These are all the baby aloe vera that you all saw me separate last fall. I have pomegranate from seed. Just a lot going on in the greenhouse. I have a couple of plants over there that I picked up on sale that's going to go into the garden in the next couple of weeks. I have my mulberry clippings. I hope they're doing okay. They had gotten a little bit too much water, so I'm not going to worry about those. I poured the extra water off. I've got some chives, couple things. That particular flower isn't doing so well. I potted it up and it doesn't like its life, but that's okay. It is what it is. I have a flat of stuff that has to go out to my sister. Those are all different forms of greens. The rest of this is all my stuff. I am going to share a few things of this with my sister. This is two different types of celery. I will be sharing that with my sister. I've got some castor bean coming up, some okra coming up. I've got, what's this? Some milling coming up. And this is also some milling in there, a little mouse milling. This is my, not elephant ear, this is my lamb's ear. So I've got lots of flowers and food in here that I need to just let it hang out. For some reason, my aloe vera, I think it got a little bit too much sun today. I'm gonna, not aloe vera, this is an avocado. I'm gonna need to move this away from the door because it was not looking like this yesterday, and it did not like the sun. This one is doing very well. It does have a little bit of damage on it, but they're two different avocados. I didn't write down apparently which one this was, but this one has the smooth green skin. I think this is the one that comes from California, and this is the one you normally see with the bumpy looking skin, the dark skin. This is what that is. Sorry about that, y'all. I moved the camera because something was touching my leg. My aloe vera down there was touching my leg. So we're in the greenhouse today because I have something that I need to pot up real quick before I lose light. So this is my bay laurel baby that just came in the mail earlier today. This came from Burpee, just like the double gold raspberry. I can say two things about Burpee. This plant came in, it looks relatively healthy. The soil was all knocked out of the pot. I feel like Burpee, they want to get you the plant, but they're not altogether thinking about whether or not the plant stays moist and the soil stays over the roots. I'm very disappointed in how my plants are coming to me. I picked this up in the fall, and so it was just now shipped, and I picked it up today. Well, it was delivered today. But this is my bay laurel baby. I'm going to pot it up. I've been letting it sit in a little bit of water just to rehydrate it because the soil was very dry. I'm going to pot it up in a 1-gallon pot, and I'm going to get it into the greenhouse because I feel like it just needs to stay in the greenhouse in a 1-gallon pot for a while until it puts on some more top growth, a little bit of root growth before I put it in its permanent pot, at least permanent for a couple of years. But putting it in a 12-inch or larger pot, I think is not the right thing. So I'm going to get this baby in a 1-inch pot. So let me do that. This is the pot that I pulled out of the greenhouse that I'm going to pot it up in. I bought some of these nursery pots several years ago from Home Depot, and I've kept them. They're relatively hard, not excessively hard, but they're a good reuse pot. So I'm going to put some soil in here and pot this baby out. I hope you all can hear me. I don't have my microphone on. This was an impromptu. Like I said, this came in the mail today, and I'm just getting around to opening up the box. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to wait until tomorrow. I'm going to put this in the garden right now. This is just soil that I've mixed up in my big 30-gallon pot. It's store-bought soil potting mix along with some perlite and some vermiculite. And so I am just going to shift it a little bit and get this baby inside. There we go. As I mentioned, it looks relatively good, but how it showed up with the soil all banged around, not happy about that. The roots look good. I may need to go and get just a little bit more soil, just to put soil around the side and firm it in. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a little bit more soil, so I'll be right back. So I just got a little bit of soil to top this off, and I'm just going to top it off. I want to make sure that those feeder roots are covered by soil. I don't want them exposed. I'm going to water this in really well, get it in the greenhouse, but I'm also going to put some mulch on top of this so that it stays moist. It's been traveling for I don't know how many days, and I want to make sure that it is getting what it needs as far as adequate water. So I'm going to water it in. I'm going to place some wood chip on top and get this in the greenhouse. Now before I do that, I'm just going to let it sit here and drain a little bit if it needs to. It's too small, but we'll make it work. Let's go and take a look at the raspberry that Burpee sent me. Let me show you what that looks like today. This is my fruit area. Blackberry, grape, and raspberry back here. Now, I also have rhubarb back there on the ground, as well as some comfrey down there. Something has been gnawing on the rhubarb. I have witnessed a number of different caterpillars in the garden, so I am going to be switching up how I spray for caterpillars. I was using a hand pump. That's just not going to work. I need something else, so I'm going to switch to a attachment on the hose that will feed out more of the BT so that I am not getting all the holes everywhere on my food. So this is the raspberry that I already had, and let's see if I can find a label. Let me look. I know I have a label in here somewhere because I don't think I told you all what that was. This is the Crimson Night, and I also bought this from Burpee a long while back. And so this right here is the double gold, and let's move it. You can see there's a little label right there. I'm going to take that label and I'm going to place it over to the side because it has surpassed the label. But that is the double gold raspberry, and it is growing very well. If you remember what it looked like when I put it in this pot before, I thought it was going to die. I was very disappointed. I thought I was going to have to call Burpee and get a refund, but now look at it. It's thriving. So these are my 2 raspberries. And I'd like to show you guys something before I end this video, and I hope you all can see what I'm talking about. Now, if you look closely, I'm looking through the fence. That's my neighbor's yard, and you can see the grass is very tall. I am getting pests coming into my garden. I don't know what kind of pests they are. I believe they might be rats. I did dispatch of 1 rat several months ago, but this is what I'm dealing with. Let me show you another side. This is my fruit area, and I don't know whether or not you all can actually see through the fence, but this is roughly 4 feet tall. Can you all see the growth of the weeds through the fence? They're 4 feet tall. I spend so much time clearing out the area around the fence down there, pulling weeds, putting wood chip, putting cardboard down to try to suppress what's growing. I don't know if you all can see. I'm hoping you guys can see, but I'm very concerned because I have put out literally an entire bag of rodent bait. I'm about ready to put out the last little chunk of rodent bait that I have in this entire bag. Let me show you the bag. I'm not sponsored by anyone. This is something that I found at Walmart. It's supposed to be kid and dog resistant because you have this little bitty box right here where the mice can get in. But whatever is coming into my yard is taking these baits away. And I showed you, excuse my neighbor's dog, they gave him a bucket to play with, so he's over there playing. But I showed you the 2 yards, the one directly behind me and the one over to my left, because it's dangerous. This is a public service announcement. It's important that we all are good stewards of making sure that we take care of our properties. Not doing so will lend, if you live in an area where you have venomous snakes, you have rodents coming and going, you know, they could bring in disease. It's important to make sure that everyone is safe. There are children nearby, there are pets nearby, there are young people nearby that could get harmed. My neighbor, one of my family members' neighbors, killed a coral snake yesterday. One of my family members had a coral snake in her backyard 2 nights ago. And so we just have to be mindful to make sure that everyone is safe. And right now, I don't feel so safe because there are weeds that are as tall as toddlers and 4 feet tall, almost tall, well, actually almost as tall as I am. And it's just a little bit much. I have used an entire bag of this bait. I have only 1 left, and I need to refill the bait again because whatever is coming into this garden in the evening is taking the bait away. And it's pretty scary to me that there's a bunch of stuff roaming around that I don't know where it is and what it is and if it can harm me or my family. So, public service announcement, everybody. Be mindful of your growing spaces. We are back in the greenhouse now that I've had my safety notification. Here is the baby bay that I have potted up and placed in the greenhouse. I am going to keep this in the greenhouse until next year. I'm going to see what the growth looks like, and hopefully next year I'll be able to pot it up and get it in its semi-permanent home. The same type of pot that Gary is in is what I'm going to end up putting this in, but I don't want to put it in that pot right now because I think it's too small and it needs room for its roots to grow, just enough room for the roots to grow, also to push up top growth. You don't want to put something in a pot that's too large and then you have more root growth and less top growth. At least that's my thought. And I want to show you all one last thing in the greenhouse before it gets dark. I am losing light, but I put a bait down there and the bait is square all the way around. And as you can see, hopefully something has chewed the corner of that bait. And I've checked my greenhouse, there's nothing in here. So yeah, there's something coming in the garden at night and it's freaking me out. So yeah, I've got to figure out what's going on here. I need to put my trail camera out so that I can see what's happening. This is my trail camera. I haven't used this thing in years. I bought it several years ago. It was one of those what if I need it kind of purchases. Sometimes I do that. I will make a what if I need it purchase. And I will have something that I would otherwise not use or even think about using, but for some reason I felt like I needed a trail cam. So I'm gonna try to figure out where I can put this because I don't even know where to put this. And I'm gonna turn it on and see what I see, if I see anything. So that's it for me today, everybody. I'm gonna find a place that I can put this somewhere down low, I think. or position it to where it can be looking down low and see what I can see. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope you did. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share the video, and I'll see you either in my kitchen or my food forest real soon. Bye for now. So I've jerry-rigged the camera. I have bait down there, and I'm hoping that the camera will pick up something. I don't know. We'll see in the morning.